Let's fucking go. We're here. Let's go.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Terrible DGF Show. I'm Caleb, and this is my co-host, Derwin Gray.
My God. Man, we're excited to get back. We're excited to get back with another week of Steelers talk, baby. So yeah, man.
It's been a long 10 days since the last time we saw the Steelers play, and it was a rough one to watch.
Definitely, we're excited to see the Steel Curtain defense come out there with a little bit of fire behind them now. You know what I'm saying? They got a little break, had a little time to take off, you know what I'm saying, regroup. You know what I mean? Got some exciting pieces coming to the team now. It's exciting movement from maybe they Terminator maybe coming back soon.
Oh, it's Terrell Austin confirmed that he will be back on Sunday.
Oh, man, I saw some crazy videos. So Mr. Watt out there hitting sleds and shedding left, shedding right. I said, okay, you're looking pretty good. You're looking like the same TJ so far, but I'm ready to see him put it to the test and see if he can put on somebody.
Oh, yeah, he's built different. Them Watts are just built different. But, going into those additions that we were talking about, we also subtracted with, I think, a great addition in a second-round pick and trading Chase Claypool. Like, the likes of DeAndre Hopkins was traded for a second-round pick. Antonio Brown didn't even go for a second-round pick. He went for a third and a fifth.
Well, Antonio's a little different situation, dealing with all his allegations. And so his attitude and off-field things made him, his value be a 7th-rounder or a 6th-rounder. But Claypool, I think they definitely won that trade between the two.
I agree. It's going to be a top 40 pick.
Oh, they definitely won that trade. And but we never know. I mean, people go to different situations, different scenes, and become better players. So I never know. He might go to a different situation where you don't have to feel like you have to be a TikTok guy anymore, per Juju, or got to be living up to a standard that he can't meet. Now he can go there and kind of regroup and, you know what I'm saying, settle and make a new life for himself and make a new living and make a new name for himself around the league. So.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him in Chicago. I hope he does well. I know in this last game there was one pass interference called on him, and then there was the infamous, they were wrapping him up, and they didn't call anything. But, Claypool's used to falling down, so that's probably why they didn't throw the flag.
They used to every time he going there, something wrong with his cleats. I'm starting to think, though, a little bit off topic, I'm starting to think that his cleats might be missing a couple spikes underneath the bottom or something. It's like I've never seen a guy literally fall as many times as Claypool has. You know what I mean? Such a guy, such big and stout body that he just seems to play so small. I mean, it's crazy to watch sometimes. They be like, every time the ball goes up, I say, oh, I tap my guy, yep, here we go. Hey, it's his favorite thing. Flag, every time. So I'm like, here we go. Same story, different game. So,
hey, but he's got himself a dog at quarterback. Justin Fields been going off these last 4 weeks.
Well, definitely. But he had a dog at Kenny Pickett as well.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
So, what was the difference there? So, yeah. I mean,
Justin Fields can run for 178 yards.
Well, yeah, it definitely takes the load off him a little bit. So, I'm excited to see what Claypool definitely brings to the Chicago offense. I mean, definitely feels playing like a leader right now. He's taking full responsibility of that team, and he's doing what top quarterbacks do. And unfortunately, but a great thing for him, he has great legs and great wheels to get him out of tough situations. So, with that comes with coverage breakdown with him running back there, back and running around. So that can get some deep balls, hopefully, for Claypool. So that he don't have to jump over and want to play big. He just get a wide open target.
Yep. But, last time I checked, this is a Steelers podcast. So we're going to go into the addition of somebody they highly coveted out of college and was taken one pick ahead, where we had to take Artie Burns, who was constantly getting burned.
Artie Burns, man. I remember him like yesterday, man. Artie was a freak of nature. And I say that because Artie had just such a track body, like a guy that can run long distance. Like, he was so athletic, a guy. He came out of Miami, correct? He was a guy out of Miami, dog. He had such that Florida. When you think of Florida athletes, already displayed all of that speed,
Yep.
the ability to jump, like, you know what I'm saying, great form when he run, never get tired. And it was just like he was such a great pick for the Steelers that it just sucks kind of to see that some of that didn't translate for him. And I just think his awareness was just like really what sucked for him. Not his ability to play, but just his awareness. I think he just looked at like confused a lot.
Yeah, it seemed more like if one bad thing happened, you knew it was just going to be a bad game.
It's kind of tanking.
I think it was more of a confidence thing. You know, corner's probably, you could say, one of the hardest positions to play in football, if not
Definitely,
the hardest, because they don't know what anybody's doing.
Definitely, because you're on the island. You're on the island, so you never know. Definitely on the island. But now they got William Jackson, right?
Yep.
Great pickup for him. I mean, I seen something on the Steelers Buzz Talk. They were showing like clips and asking people how they felt about William Jackson pickup. You know what I mean? And I think it's a great pick for him. I mean, I think he's a great player. I think he's coming from the Commanders, correct?
Yeah. He was in they run kind of a zone concept, and I guess the Steelers are like top 3 in man defense this year.
I'm about to say that.
As far as plays.
Yeah. I think about Steelers is more of a get out the your ass type of defense, so they don't have time to play a lot of zone. They're more of a man-to-man on the islands and let the front and the linebackers get to that quarterback and create interceptions. So I think William gonna have a great time in Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? As long as he can accept the pressure one-on-one. They showed clips of him on Steelers Buzz little page on Twitter, and him covering AB.
He doesn't back down from anybody. Great throw by Roethlisberger, and you have to complete the process. That's incomplete. I saw Jackson run with Antonio Brown in Pittsburgh,
but he brings that physicality and that speed kind of we're looking for that Akello really hasn't had this year.
And I think that will give us definitely someone to watch closely with the departure of Joe Hayden still. I feel like the Steelers cornerback room is still mourning the loss of Joe Hayden. And I took it hell to Joe. It was time. Joe understood it was time for him to go and time for him to hang the cleats up. But I think Joe still had a few more years in Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh obviously didn't see it for him. But William
Joe,
definitely
congrats on retirement if you see this.
Definitely. Joe. Money Man Joe, definitely. Jump Man Joe. But William got the opportunity to step up and take over that room, man. And you know, another guy that I really missed that I wish that can get an opportunity back in Pittsburgh is Steve Nelson. I really love Steve a lot. I think Steve was a great player. I think that just the front office kind of just, how could I put this? They just didn't see the money value in him, but I thought he was definitely a reliable corner on that edge. And I mean, he didn't get really beat often. I think that he was a guy that he should still be here right now, but he's not.
He was solid. I just think it was more of he wanted like the Joe Hayden type of money, and he didn't.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, Joe Hayden earned that money from being, you know, the ball hawk he was in, you know, Cleveland, and then they cut him for whatever reason because Cleveland's going to Cleveland. But you know, we ended up getting him, and he was that veteran presence we needed. But I thought him and Steve Nelson were kind of the same as far as play style. Just Joe Hayden, I think, had a little bit better ball skills. Yeah,
I really think that Stevie was definitely reliable a guy. I think in my eyes he was worth the money. But hey, I'm no owner. I'm no owner. But from a guy that was in the locker room with Steve, I thought that just the amount of great plays Joe made, Steve did make too, especially on third down stops. Like right when it's that close, Steve was always bolted up and made a play. And I don't know, it's just sickening to watch sometimes. That's like those two guys right there was pillars on the edge, and it was almost like we good out here. We straight. Yeah. But make a band back there, it would have been a great set. But now we have William.
Mike Hilton there too.
Mike Hilton on that damn sound third down, screen plays. He running through slot receivers and hitting that ball in the backfield like – It had some great defenses there, you know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying, cap and all this other stuff that goes into play. So, but William is now a great addition to the Steel City. So I'm excited to see how he work and how he get on the south side and how he go compete against You know what I mean? My boy, my day one. You know his name. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Mr. Pickens, baby. Mr. Pickens, baby. My day one.
Yeah, but it sounds like Will Jackson, he hasn't practiced this week with a back injury, so we might not see his Steelers debut on this Sunday. But TJ Watt is coming back. DeMonte Casey is going to make his Steelers debut.
Yep. KZ finally back. That brings questions to Marcus Allen. Well, how does this affect Marcus Allen? I really want to know that. But I'm excited to see Cage work because I never really got a close look upon Cage and see exactly what type of player he is yet. So coming up this Sunday, I'm excited to see him and some of his abilities and see how he come back from that injury because he's been out 8-9 weeks now. So he's been out for it's like the first week,
the last preseason game because because Minka had an injury in training camp, so KZ got a lot of playing time with the starters, which was, in my opinion, good. And then he got that unlucky break with his arm. But I mean, there's going to be a lot of 3 safety sets, and I think we're going to see either Minka drop down into the box and let him do what he wants, kind of like a Troy Polamalu-esque, or you even bring Edmonds down where he's a high value tackler, and then you just let Minka free roam, and you have KZ, who led the league in interceptions I think like 4 or 5 years ago whenever the Falcons went to the Super Bowl.
Nah, it's crazy. Definitely.
And then you had TJ Watt.
The return of the Terminator.
He's back.
He's finally back. I'm excited. But before we get there, it's one thing that's definitely been kind of lingering right now. Pac-Man Jones and William Jackson been going at it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Calling the Steel City shitbird. I'm like, wow, Pac-Man, that's how you feel, Mr. Adam Jones?
His feelings are still hurt from that playoff game where he was on the sideline bawling his eyes out because they gave us a free 30 yards for being, who the Bengals were back then with Vontez and just dirty.
But what is the real argument between them two, though? I'm trying to figure out here. Like, what's the beef?
I really have no – like, it was news to me. Like, he got traded to Pittsburgh, and Adam Jones has never been a fan of Pittsburgh, and he's constantly, like, talking shit on him and everything like that. So
I'm trying to figure out, like,
it could be because of that, but I heard he was on him when he was in Washington, too, and
yeah,
I'm not 100% sure why.
And he was like, congratulations. He said some funny shit I just saw. And I was like, he said, he told William Jackson, now your ass really on the hot seat. I knew you wasn't shit. Now you're over there with Schittsburg at the Steelers. Great job, LOL. You ass about to be getting barbecue. You run, but you can't hide, buddy. Give it up for Pac-Man, man. Pac-Man still trying to be relevant. Give it up to him, man.
Now you done took your ass over to Pittsburgh. Oh my God. I'm on your ass every week, boy. Pittsburgh should be ashamed of that shit. Trash.
Doing dumb, crazy moves. I was like, oh my God. But back to the Terminator, man. I had to jump around like that, but I just saw that. I was like, we had to touch on that. But the Terminator's back, man. So my question to you, Cave, is what do you think with TJ's presence being back on the field? And I'm assuming his time might be limited, depending on him being fresh back or not. I'm not sure, but assuming he's fully fully going on the field, what do you think his presence is going to bring back to that defense? Not just the defense, the team overall, with him having a head again.
I mean, it's gonna. I mean, we saw it in Week 1, and in Cam Hayward, he was getting the more of those one-on-ones that he's used to seeing with TJ out there, and Cam absolutely dominated. Alex Highsmith had 3 sacks that game, so it's gonna free him up to get more sacks. TJ is gonna make plays, and he's gonna force the quarterback to throw it in a hurry, and that's gonna cause turnovers. Like I think. TJ's put from what Terrell Austin said, he's looking at probably around 60 snaps on defense. So, I mean, that's a lot of potential to create havoc and create those turnovers that we've been missing. Because in my full my honest opinion, we have a winning record right now if TJ never gets hurt.
I
We'd probably never see Mitch get benched.
I don't know about that one either, but you did touch on some great points there. I think with TJ's presence back in Heinz Field, it's once we get the crowd behind Steelers, having something the Steelers fan come look forward to be excited to be a Steelers fan again. Coming back to Heinz, I know it's not Heinz anymore, but it's Heinz to me. And I think fans is more so when we rally behind Steelers now because they have hope now with TJ coming back. It sucks, but it's part of the game. Every team has a star that all the fans love, and TJ is one of them. And I think TJ has the ability to change his offense and defense. I know he don't play offense, but his mindset and the way he's present on the field get guys going, get them going. You know what I mean? And
I know we talked about it a few episodes ago, but I'm pretty sure Myles Garrett's still only like 6 sacks ahead of him. TJ's still going to finish the season with more sacks than Myles.
Definitely. And I'm super excited to see him. I'm just super excited to see how the defense flies around now with his presence being out there. Because TJ is not accepting nothing but the greatness of everyone out of when that's on that field playing. So if they got a hat, TJ is going to be on your ass and he'll be expecting you to make plays because that's all he's going to do is give 110% when every snap he's out there. So it's definitely going to be exciting for Cam too to have to get his counterpart out there and free up some one-on-ones for him now. You know what I mean? So he can go make some plays in the interior. So I'm definitely excited to see Terminator.
Yeah, and that's where we can kind of segue. I think the defense with TJ and KZ coming back. I mean, we're going to see that. I mean, they should be a top 3 defense with both of those players back and what the potential is of that defense. And I think that's going to be a big part of the second half of this season after this bye week, where I think we are probably going to win at least 7 games with the defense, and they're going to create opportunities for the offense to give them short fields, because they can't really produce on that long term. And hopefully, maybe Chase Claypool being gone is going to open up something and the bye week fix things, and you're going to see more targets to Pickens and Freiermuth. Maybe Najee will kick it into gear, or we'll just give the rock to Jaylen Warren.
I know, man. I've heard so many people talk about Najee, man. Najee's stinking it up right now. And I think everybody see what Najee can do when Najee is on. And my thing is, when you're great as a coach, if I was a coach, and if I'm a coach and I'm trying to figure out why my best players are not contributing at the highest level, the coaches got to figure out how could they, one, take care of their bodies and get their legs back quick enough for every Sunday. And 2 is they have to look themselves in the mirror and ask, is we schematically fucking these players over? Because there's no way that these players with all this talent like Najee is not producing the way he needs to be. And it goes all the way from the top all the way down to the bottom to the players and to the offensive line itself. So it's always going to be put in the offensive line. But, as I've seen, people talk about his vision is bad. And I think his vision is bad because of his trust level. And I think, as we said a couple episodes ago about him putting that tweet out about I got to trust him more. As I thought about that as the weeks go by, that sucks at him. Like, why would you ever put that out there for people to know that you really don't trust your O-line? You know what I mean?
He's still got scars from last year.
Kendrick. You know what I mean? Is Kendrick still on the team, by the way?
He is. He hasn't suited up one game.
Oh, man. Went from a starter to behind the bench. It's crazy. That's wild. He might as well grab him some popcorn and set up in the stands or something.
Somebody's going to have to go when TJ gets activated, because Casey got activated today and Boswell got put to IR for at least 4 weeks. So if he comes back after that.
So who been the kicker?
Remember Matt Wright? I think you were on the team when Matt Wright was kicking.
Matt Wright.
Small guy.
Skinny guy. I think Matt Wright is not him. I think Matt Wright was with me in Jacksonville.
He was in Jacksonville too. You were with Urban, right? He kicked that game winner in Germany, England, wherever you guys were playing that game.
Yes, he was with me in Jacksonville. That's what Matt Wright was. Yeah. But what school did Matt Wright go to? I think I know him longer than that.
Let me find out.
That's a good question. Hit the Google on that one. I think I got to figure this out.
I think it was UCF. I want to say it was UCF.
Matt Wright.
He's from Lancaster, PA.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to UCF. Man, I know everything. I know everything.
You know what? Was Matt Wright ever in Pittsburgh before he went to Jacksonville?
Yeah, he was. He subbed.
That's who it was.
He didn't have any sort of leg, and then all of a sudden, like 2 years later, he's kicking in Jacksonville, is making 50-yarders.
That's what Matt Wright was. He was with me in Pittsburgh his first go around when I first got drafted. He came as a walk-on on training camp. That's what was a Latrobe. So that's why I know Matt Wright was. Congrats to that man. What a career he's had right now. Jumping around
he kicked the game this year for the Chiefs. I know that because we took him off the Chiefs practice squad.
Yeah, congrats to that man. Living out his dreams, kicking 50-yarders and nailing them. Congrats, man. Hey, we're going to need a little bit more of those kicks coming up to get some more dubs here in Pittsburgh to solidify, at least get a wild card.
Yeah, at least for these next 4 weeks, we needed them to make these kicks. But like I said, my expectations for the second half of this season, is you brought up the wild card. I think that's going to be a possibility as long as the defense stays healthy. They're gonna keep us in games that we've been blown out in these past few weeks.
Definitely.
If we miss the playoffs, it's going to be by one game, and it's going to be because we lost to like the Jets or the Patriots or something stupid like that.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think right now if I'm a coach right now, my mindset is just make it to wild card. And, if you get to the wild card, you have the opportunity to win the whole thing. So the thing is just get your foot in the door, and after that, you know what I'm saying, you can take it all away. But they got to understand this second half that you have to win in November football. It is November football now. It's about to get cold in Pittsburgh. There's about to be a lot of things. So guess what? It's about to be hard to throw the ball with these conditions coming up in the second half of the season. It's about time to run that ball, Najee. It's about time O-line for him to trust y'all. Let's get some movement, Chooks. Dan Moore, all you guys up front, Daniels, Dotson, Mason Cole, all you guys. It's about time. So I'm calling you out from a former player to now an analyst. I need to see it. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of guys counting Pittsburgh out, and I think Pittsburgh got a great lot of pieces. Not just a lot of people, there are a lot of great pieces there they can work with. They just got to put it together, man. And November football, it's time to win and get it done, man. So wild card is, in my eyes, the reality, but Super Bowl could be the end goal. But reality right now, they got to get to wild card.
Yeah, I mean, it's all gonna, we know what to expect from the defense, but it's all just gonna hinge on if this offense, can finally, put it together. Because I know Kenny's missed a lot of wide open guys. It was the same story with Mitch, but obviously Kenny has that moxie about him, and during the bye week he had that alpha mentality, and he was working on his flaws and studying whatever he needed to study to figure it out. But I mean, all you gotta do is throw to Pickens.
Just call us. We call it what it is. It is hard. I was listening to Shannon Sharp earlier. Him and Skip Bayless talked earlier about the Lakers and stuff. But it's hard. That's all he kept saying. It's hard to win in this league. Mm-hmm. It is hard to win a football game. So Kenny doing that and all the extra study, he gonna need it because it's super hard to beat even the Commanders. The Commanders are giving people run for their money, and they're supposed to be the sorriest team. But ain't nobody sorry in the NFL. These are all grown men that's getting paid good money. So it is hard to win this league. They gotta understand this is November football. People are coming with their hard hat on, lunch pail, ready to go to work now because this is where championship teams are made in the second half of the football season when it's starting to get cold and uncomfortable out there. So I'm excited to see him work. Pickens, let's go. We need more.
Yeah.
Give him the ball.
I think that's going to happen. I think we're going to see a lot of Freiermuth the second half of the season too, and hopefully in the middle of the field. It's like every time we try and use it, it's too late, or it's whenever it's in dire need, and it's always there. It's always there. Pat doesn't drop a ball in the middle of the field. Knock on wood.
That's not going to again. It's not going to again. You never know. Pittsburgh, sometimes they shock you. Be like, I've never seen that. All my years being a Steelers fan. Well, but hey, man. So, man, as we finish up the last about 6-7 minutes of this episode, we gotta get into our predictions. Gotta get into predictions. This is the best part. This is all the fans want to see. Our predictions. What does a guy that used to be in the locker room with the Steelers think, and what does the best fan in the world thinks?
Oh,
hit it.
You're gonna make me blush. So, with the addition of TJ coming back, with DeMonte coming back in those 3 safety sets that we're finally gonna see, I got the Saints scoring 3 points. 3. Andy, the Red Rifle, Dalton, he's throwing 2 to 3 picks. They don't got Michael Thomas. They still got Kamara, but that's okay. That's okay. We can deal with that.
Hey,
we can deal with that.
I'm excited. I'm excited that you think that. But this week I gotta agree with you. I'm going with the Steelers too. 'Cause I'm excited. Not only just for that, I'm excited because now they have some rest. I'm excited to see how this transition from this week and everyone's going back to regroup. I mean, sometimes coming off a bye week as a player, you're a little sluggish sometimes because you had a little rest. But I feel like the Steelers will come out with a little more juice this time, and I feel like they really want to shock them this game. So I got them going. I give it like a. It's a tough one. It's a tough one because it's like sometimes it's hard with these predictions.
I'll give you my final score, and I got one of those picks is going to be a pick 6.
Okay.
It's going to be 23-3 Steelers.
You said what's the score again?
23-3.
Wow.
Matt Wright is kicking. I think that's 3 field goals.
I got the score being Steelers winning. I give it 17-10. It's gonna be a tight one. Are they home?
It's in Pittsburgh. They're gonna be juiced because
I'll give Pittsburgh 17-10 win over the Saints. But it's not gonna be easy here. It's not gonna be easy. I only give them that 2. I got a little more. Like I said, I'm just a little more on the side of they're getting off that rest. TJ's coming back. They got a lot of people that's juicing them up right now. So it's time. It's time for the fans to see it now.
And DJ needs to live up to what he said. I believe it was yesterday. Or it may have been today though too. He went out and said we can make the playoffs. So let's do it. We got the team to do it. We got
Definitely
the team to do it.
Just all the guys got to stay healthy. I understand it. It's an upfield battle now, dog. Everyone counting everyone out. So I think they got the guys, man. I think that they got to stay focused and stay laser in. Understand, there ain't no more breaks at this point. The last break you're gonna get is in February. So they got to keep staying that laser focus, and they should be able to get it done with the pieces they got. And getting rid of Claypool was just amazing. It was amazing. I hate to see a guy leave because I know how I feel to leave a team, go to a new state, but hey, they got to open the door for opportunities for guys to go get the ball now, man. Go get the ball.
Yeah, I mean, that's a top 45 pick. We got essentially what we picked him at for, and you don't see that often. You don't see you getting the same of what you drafted for a player, especially when he's produced, but nothing like he did his rookie year.
Yeah, that's a fact. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this one shape out right here in what is it called? Assusion Stadium. What's the new stadium called?
Acrisure Stadium.
I'm assuming to say Acrisure Heinz Stadium. To see how that turns out there, because it should be a great one. TJ, I'm ready for it. Terminator, please help these guys out. My day one, George Pickens. I'm excited. Let's get it. I've always been rocking with it since day one. Throw the ball to him 60 times. You throw the ball 60 times, he should get the ball 60 times. Let's get it.
Yes.
Let's get it.
100%.
Day one.
I want to thank everybody for watching the Terrible DGAF show this week. I'm Caleb, my co-host Derwin. Do you have anything else to say? Say it.
Man, hey, let's go Steelers. Here we go. Man, tune in next week. We're right back at it for our recap. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, see y'all Sunday. Let's go. Comment y'all stuff below.
Let's fucking go. We're here. Let's go.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.